You've won so many arguments. You've proven people wrong with facts, logic, evidence. You came prepared, you had the data, and you were absolutely correct. But here's what I've found after decades of watching high performers, leaders, and successful people navigate conflict. Being right might be the most expensive thing you can achieve in a conversation. I know what you're thinking. That doesn't make sense. If you have the truth on your side, shouldn't that be the most valuable thing in the room? Shouldn't correctness translate to influence? Most people don't realize this, but that's exactly where the trap begins. Let me ask you something. Think about the last time you were in a conversation where someone pushed really hard to prove you wrong. Not gently, hard. They brought facts, they corrected you. Maybe they even made you look foolish in front of others. What happened inside you? Be honest with yourself for a second. You didn't think, oh wow, they're right, I should change my mind. Something else happened. You felt attacked. You dug in. Maybe you found a flaw in their logic just to prove they weren't as smart as they thought. You resisted. Hard. This is the hidden reason being right destroys your influence. Every time you push correctness, you activate the other person's resistance. It's not a choice on their part. It's physics. It's human nature. It's what the ancient Taoist masters understood 1,500 years ago as the principle of yin and yang. Push in one direction with force, and you create an equal and opposite force pushing back. But there's a problem most people don't see yet. And this is where it gets critical. You can be right and lose everything. You can win the argument and lose the relationship. You can prove your point and watch someone you need walk away from you. You can be factually correct and find yourself isolated, exhausted, and wondering why being so competent leaves you so powerless. This happens because you're not actually fighting the person in front of you. You're fighting a force that gets stronger every time you push harder against it. The more you assert your rightness, the more they assert their wrongness, not because the logic is flawed, but because you've made them defend their identity. You've made them choose between accepting your truth or protecting themselves. They'll choose themselves every single time. Here's what separates people who move mountains from people who exhaust themselves pushing rocks. The ones who move mountains stopped trying to convince people they're wrong. Instead, they learned something counterintuitive. They learned to create conditions where the other person discovers the truth themselves. There's a massive difference between these two things, and I need you to feel this difference. When you tell someone they're wrong, you create resistance. When you guide them to see something themselves, you create alignment. When you push your correctness, you're forcing. When you let them arrive at the truth, you're flowing. In Taoism, this is called Wu Wei, effortless action. It's the principle that real power comes not from resistance, but from non-resistance. Let me show you exactly how this works in practice, because this is where it shifts from philosophy to actual skill. Imagine you're in a negotiation. The other person has a position you know is wrong. It will cost them money, time, or both. Your instinct: prove them wrong. Load up the evidence. Show them the numbers. Maybe even show them how other people made the same mistake. This is where 95% of people get trapped. They push harder. They see resistance, and they interpret it as a need to be more correct, more logical, more compelling. Here's what the 5% do instead. They stop pushing. They ask questions. Help me understand your thinking here. What's making this approach feel right to you. They listen. They don't jump in with corrections. They let the person talk until they hear the real concern beneath the position, which is usually not about logic at all. It's about fear or control or pride or something they didn't even know they were protecting. Once you see the actual concern, you don't attack the position anymore. You address the concern, and suddenly the person stops resisting you because you're no longer their opponent. You're solving their actual problem. Notice what happened. You didn't become less right. You became more effective. And the fascinating part? The other person often arrives at the same conclusion you had, but now they own it because they discovered it. This isn't manipulation. This is alignment. This is Wu Wei in action. But I need to show you why most people sabotage this before they even start. Because there's a deeper resistance that stops you from using this power. Your nervous system is attached to being right. It feels like safety. If you're right, you're smart. If you're smart, you're valuable. If you're valuable, you're safe. That's the equation running beneath most high performers. So when you consider not pushing your correctness, it doesn't feel like strategy. It feels like you're giving up. It feels weak. Here's the truth that stops people cold. Backing down from needing to be right is the most powerful move you can make, and it requires more strength than pushing harder. Notice your breathing right now. Feel how it changes when you consider letting someone be wrong without correcting them. There's a release there, a weight you didn't even know you were carrying. That's the somatic signal that you've been spending massive energy on something that wasn't even serving you. The hidden reason being right destroys your influence is this. It costs you energy, connection, and power. The energy comes from the constant defending of your position. The connection is lost because the other person feels attacked, not understood. And the power disappears because you're using force instead of flow. Now watch what happens when you flip this. When you stop needing to be right, 3 things change immediately. First, you become genuinely curious about why they see it differently. That curiosity is not an act. People feel the difference. They relax. Second, you free up all that energy you were spending on proving and defending, and you redirect it into actually listening and understanding. Third, you become the person in the room who can hold multiple truths at once, which makes you look wise instead of rigid. The greatest negotiators, the most influential leaders, the people who actually move mountains, they're not the smartest people in the room. They're the ones who figured out that being right is a lower order win compared to getting the outcome you actually want. So here's what shifts for you moving forward. When you feel the urge to prove someone wrong, pause. That pause is where your power actually lives. In that pause, you get to choose. Do I need to be right here, or do I need this outcome? Usually, they're not the same thing. If you need the outcome, let go of being right. Ask questions instead. Listen for what they're actually protecting. Address that. Let them discover the truth. Watch how much faster you actually get what you want. This is the principle the ancient masters understood that we forgot. Resistance creates resistance, but alignment creates flow. Stop trying to force reality into the shape you want it to be. Guide reality by moving with it. Your influence doesn't come from being right. It comes from understanding why they're not seeing what you're seeing and having the strength to wait while they catch up on their own terms. That's not weakness. That's mastery. If this helped, hit like, subscribe, and keep it simple. See you tomorrow.